All right, welcome back for part two. Here we go. Let's get it. Let's get that God lessons. All right, yeah. All right, let's see what God and his people have to say. 38. We're kind of on the right hand portion, about third of the way down, chapter 29. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're not. Are we? Yeah, we are. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I just want to make sure I didn't mark it. I had the bookmark there, but then I threw it away immediately. I was like, okay, all right. So we're on page 29, or sorry, page 38, chapter 29, Arrival in Haran. We did the intro prayer for the last one, and we're going to kind of just piece it together as 15-minute segments. And so I figure on the fourth one, making it a full hour, then I'll do the conclusion prayer. I don't need to keep on repeating that shit all the time. So we'll just get to it in the same like time frame. You know what I mean. All right. So chapter 29, Arrival in Haran. All right. See what these weirdos are up to. All right, Jacobe. We got Jacobe again. All right. After Jacob resumed his journey, he came to the land of the Kedemites. Looking about, he saw a well in the open country with 3 flocks of sheep huddled near it, for flocks were watered from that well. A large stone covered the mouth of the well. When all the shepherds were assembled, there they would roll the stone away from the mouth of the well and water the sheep. Then they would put the stone back again in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, "My brothers, where are you from?" "We are from Haran," they replied. Then he asked them, "Do you know Laban, son of Nahor?" "We do," they answered. He inquired further, "Is he well?" They said, "He is," they answered, "and here comes his daughter, Rachel, with the sheep." Then he said, "There's still much daylight left. It is hardly the time to bring the animals home. Water the sheep and then continue pasturing them." They replied, "We cannot until all the shepherds are here to roll the stone away from the mouth of the well. Then we can water the flocks." All right, let's read the footnotes down here. For 28 to 18, the sacred pillar. In Hebrew, meseba, a stone which might vary in shape and size, set upright, and usually intended for some religious purpose. The custom of erecting such sacred pillars in Palestine went back to its pre-Israelite period. But since their polytheistic associations were often retained, later Israelite religion forbade their erection and ordered the destruction of those that were associated with other religions. Damn, y'all are oppressive as fuck. All right, 28:19. Bethel, in other words, house of God, is the reference. The reference is to the house of God in verse 17. In 28:20, this vow, knowing well that Esau's murderous wrath stands between him and the possession of the land promised him, Jacob makes his vow very precise. He vows to make the God who appeared to him his own, if the God guides him safely to Padan Aram and back to this land. 29:1 to 29:14, Jacob's arrival in Haran. The sight of Rachel inspires Jacob to the superhuman feat of rolling back the enormous stone by himself. The scene evokes the meeting of Abraham's steward, Jacob's mother, Rebekah, at a well. These verses begin the story of Jacob's time in Mesopotamia, which is framed on either side by Jacob's time in Canaan, 25 through 19, 28 through 22, and 32:1 through 36:43. In these chapters, Jacob suffers Laban's duplicity as Esau had to suffer his, though eventually Jacob outwits Laban and leaves Mesopotamia, a wealthy man. An elaborate chiastic or envelope structure shapes the diverse material. A. Jacob's arrival in Haran in 29:1 through 4. B. Contract with Laban in 29:15 through 20. C. Laban's deception of Jacob in 29:21 through 30. And D. The center, the birth of Jacob's children in 29:31 to 30:24. Another C with an apostrophe. Jacob's deception of Laban in 30:25-43. B with an apostrophe. Dispute with Laban in 31:17 through 42. And A with an apostrophe. Departure from Laban in 31:43 through 54. I guess the ones with the apostrophes are sort of connected to the other ones. Okay, so rival, departure, and then we have the contract and the dispute, and then C, deception and deception. So Jacob's deception, Laban's deception. All right, yeah, so they're kind of tied together. As the chiasm reverses, so do the fortunes of Laban and Jacob. Kedemites, see note on 25:6. All right. While he was still talking with them, Rachel arrived with her father's sheep, for she was the one who tended them. As soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of his mother's brother Laban, and the sheep of Laban, he went up, rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well, and watered Laban's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son. So she ran to tell her father. When Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him. After embracing and kissing him, he brought him in to his house. Jacob then repeated to Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "You are indeed my bone and my flesh." Marriage to Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with him a full month, Laban said to him, "Should you serve me for nothing just because you are a relative of mine? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had two daughters. The older was called Leah, the younger Rachel. Leah had dull eyes, but Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Because Jacob loved Rachel, he answered, "I will serve you for 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban replied, "It is better to give her to you than to another man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, yet they seemed to him like a few days because of this because of his love for her. His love was so profound. All right, so footnotes for 29:14, bone and flesh, the Hebrew idiom for English flesh and blood. 29:15 through 30, Laban's deception and Jacob's marriages. There are many ironies in the passage. Jacob's protest to Laban, "How could you do this to me?" echoes the question put to Abraham and Isaac when their deceptions about their wives were discovered. The major irony is that Jacob, the deceiver of his father and brother about the blessing, is deceived by his uncle, standing in for the father about his wife. 29:17, dull eyes. In the language of beauty used here, dull probably means lacking in the luster that was the sign of beautiful eyes, as in 1 SM 16:12 and SG 4:1. All right, 29:18, Jacob offers to render service to pay off the customary bridal price. 29:27, the bridal week is an ancient wedding, lasted for 7 days. All right, top right side of page 39, 29:21. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, that I may consummate my marriage with her, for my term is now completed." So Laban invited all the local inhabitants and gave a banquet. At nightfall, he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and he consummated the marriage with her. Laban assigned his mate. Hold on, that's not Rachel. Deceiver. Yeah, we knew that was coming. All right, Laban assigned his maidservant Zilpah to his daughter Leah as her maidservant. In the morning, there was Leah. So Jacob said to Laban, "How could you do this to me? Was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why did you deceive me?" Laban replied, "It is not the custom in our country to give the younger daughter before the firstborn. Finish the bridal week for this one, and then the other will also be given to you in return for another 7 years of service with me." Oh, God. Jacob did so. He finished the bridal week for the one, and then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel as a wife. assigned his maidservant Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as her maidservant. Jacob then consummated his marriage with Rachel also and loved her more than Leah. Thus he served Laban another 7 years. Jeez, 7 years, 14 years in total. I wouldn't want to do like you don't even do 7 dates before we start like smashing, dude. Like it's usually by like the second or third date. Like kind of like you got to know that the person's attractive. You got to know that like, all right, is this person good in bed? Because I don't want to like be married to this person and like they just ended up laying there in bed like just like and like just taking it and like they don't even do anything. There's no pizzazz. There's no spark. Like she's just literally just laying there and taking it like a sack of potatoes. Like you might as well just get a freaking pocket pussy or some shit. If that's gonna be the case. 7 years and you don't even know how they are in bed. Wow, that's crazy. I guess there was less people back then and they're probably a lot more desperate. So that kind of makes sense. Jacob's children. When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he made her fruitful while Rachel was barren. Damn, son. Leah conceived and bore a son, and she named him Reuben. And he invented the sandwich. Reuben sand. Okay, no, I'm just playing. For she said, "It means the Lord saw my misery. Surely now my husband will love me." Oh, he'll love me now. He's still ugly though. You a freak? You a freak in the sack? She conceived again and bore a son and said, "It means the Lord heard that I was unloved, and therefore he has given me this one also." So she named him Simeon. Here I come, I am Simeon. Oh shit. All right. Again, she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "Now at last my husband will become attached to me, since I have now borne him 3 sons, not one, not two, but three sons." That is why she named him Levi. Once more she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "This time I will give thanks to the Lord." Therefore she named him Judah. Then she stopped bearing children. She had 4 babies. 4 babies. What about Rachel? What's going on, Rachel? You gotta fuck Rachel a hell of a lot more now. Like you gotta just screw all the time. Pump all the semen in there. Every last drop. All right. 29, 31, 30, 24. The note of strife, first sounded between Jacob and Esau in chapters 25 through 27, continues between the two wives, since Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah. Jacob's neglect of Leah moves God to make her fruitful. I feel that God's just fucking with people at that point. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna make the ugly one, and I'm gonna make her give you the babies, and then the super super hot one that you're like fucking 24/7. Like she ain't gonna be shit, and that's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna make a show, and all the angels be watching. They're gonna love it. The people are gonna love this. This is gonna be good TV, kid. All right. Leah, Leah's fertility provokes Rachel. Damn, Rachel gets pissed. Leah bears Jacob 4 sons: Reuben, Levi, Simeon, and Judah, and her maidservant Zilpah, 2, Gad and Asher. Oh, damn. So he Jacoby was getting around. Sweet. He's able to hook up with the maidservants too. Fucking baller. Dap it up, boy. Boom. Rachel's maidservant, Bilhah, bears 2. Shit. Dan and Naphtali. You dog. All right. Oh man, playa, what's up? All right. After the mandrakes, Leah bears Issachar and Zebulun, and a daughter, Dinah. Where my car keys? Got to go down to the Dinah. All right. Rachel, Rachel then bears Joseph, and later in the land of Canaan, Benjamin. Oh, she does have kids. Spoiler, I didn't get there yet. Damn footnotes. All right, whatever. Footnotes are there for clarification. I guess we'll understand it, but it should be placed better. All right. In 2932, Reuben, the literal meaning of the Hebrew name is disputed. One interpretation is Reuben. Look, a son. So she had a baby. So she's like, look, a son. I'm going to call you, look, a son. But here in Genesis, also with the names of all the other sons of Jacob, it is given a symbolic rather than an etymological interpretation. Name and person were regarded as closely interrelated. The symbolic interpretation of Reuben's name, according to the Yahweh source, is based on the similar sounding Ra'abeoni. He saw my misery. In the Elohis source, the other one seems kind of closer to it. Anyway, he saw my misery in the Elohis source. The name is explained by the similar sounding Yehabani, or he will love me. Again, the first one sounds closer. The other two seem more of a stretch, but whatever. 2933, Simeon. In popular etymology, related to Shama, or he heard. Become attached to me. Oh, sorry, hold on. Oh, we read that. Okay, so stubborn children, footnotes down here, chapter 30. We'll be on time. All right, 16 minutes. We'll go ahead and pause there, and we'll pick up again in a little bit. Grab some break fast. Chapter 30 is what we're picking up on. You know what? Let's shit. All right, here we go. Chapter 30, and we'll pick back up. Thank you for watching. To be continued. We'll pick back up. This is part 2. I'm going to try to go for like say 4 a day, 15 minutes each. It's going to be the new structure until I decide something else. So, or there's viewers or comments, or give the people what they want. All right, I'm out. Till next time. Arrivederci. Oh, another button.